Hi everybody, we're going to listen to students, very good students today. Yo-Yo is going to perform the beginning of the 9B Sequenza by Berio, and Jonathan Manford going to play Jungle, Question Lauba. So let's try this phrase. Is it a phrase for you? Yes, no? Yes. Maybe? Yes? Maybe yes. So yes, finally we can think that it's a phrase. So there's the beginning, there's the middle part, there's the end. And I think like the beginning, the first line, you have to find somehow to play with more air support to create a phrase. And sometimes when you think too much pianissimo, you think the dynamic is so small that you don't have to make phrasing anymore. But in this music, it's really classical. You know, it's Italian music. So do you know the opera of Italian music? What do you know some? Some. For example, so it's all about singing. Puccini, Verdi, Rossini, et Lauba. Just try to make from the beginning idea of, even if you go to pianissimo, always this idea of tension in the sound. Not really completely released, but phrasing. Just think, sometimes you think too much. You need some projection, but also to be surrounded by the sound. To think, oh, to listen everywhere. Your sound here. Can we try that? Don't stop. Just before A, everything could be thinking like an introduction of the thing. Here, it's the first time we got just two series. The first series of rhythm, the series of notes. So, with also the tempo, with a little faster, we can try to change the way to play that. First of all, I spoke about the generosity, and here I feel that you're not really in the phrase because you're thinking too much, always the difficulties of intervals. But first of all, it's a phrase with an idea really more of rubato, of intention. We're going into the low E sharp, to the F. Okay? So the idea with the rhythm is to play a rubato to give you the idea that we're going to the last note. And maybe not so static, more in life. It's really like it's written at the beginning. Ma sempre un poco instabile. Do you understand? Yeah. Always little instable. So let's try to find that to make more clear that it's a phrase and not just intervals. Yes, it's a little better. Maybe you can also take your time when there's a big interval. If you rethink to this idea of connection to the voice. If you think a night, this is very difficult. We need some time. And you play too much. Give some projection, some direction. Without thinking, just a little squeeze a little too much, and you're not enough here. Can you sing it? to play more with the idea of the rhythm. If it's a triplet, really more flexible than the rhythm with the dot. Don't forget to go to the French chord. Basically here, there's just one idea, a few notes, always the same, but what is changing exactly? Sorry? The rhythm, the rhythm, and also the dynamic. And maybe with this idea of dynamic, you can also try to change the rubato, to change the way to play to make more in life. Between the same idea, the same phrase almost, mezzo forte or pianissimo, you can change a little more the phrasing and at the beginning the generosity of the rubato. Okay? Let's try to find something really more in life for this music. Otherwise we get always the impression that it's just little sequence by sequence. It's composed like that. But the idea that the little sequence creates a bigger sequence is creating a phrase and a large sequence and after all this, the cycle holds the sequence in. Okay? So this is just idea of phrasing. The G, it's really mentioned, the F sharp idea of really sound like free jazz, really more large, and without too much, how do you say that? Too much, the phrase at the end of the phrase, you always a little, make it really, oh, it's really nice. You're a really nice guy. But, you know, I'm like that. But sometimes here we need to be really more straight. Okay? Let's try to find something here for the tempo. See, straight sound. Let's try to have this idea in mind. I'm too close, so you try to push me. No, you try to push me. Okay. Try to push me. See? The sound, come on. Not too slow. Now, see, energy is quite good, but it's not enough precise. So you have to be more attentive to create a mix between the energy, the generality. You have to give that on this particular passage, but also to be a little more precise on the glisten loop of the note. Okay? Let's try again. Let's hear more you're going to think stable, more we have this idea of yes. Suddenly, from the beginning, it's the first time we have an impression of a tempo. So give us this impression that yes, now you know where you're going. Did you know? Yes. Feel still that you need some stability. With the changing of tempo, also here you can relax a little more. It needs to be clear that when you change the tempo, you change also, like for the dynamic, the way of playing. It's not just about the tempo, it's also that you create a new phrase. Maybe a little more precision of the rhythm. which is just a pickup of idea of percussion. And ta-ta-ta-pa-pa-pa, very good. Ta-ta-ta. And the rhythm, ta-ta-ta-pa-pa-pa. Again. Always the same idea. It's a joke, but with your movement sometimes. That's why also I feel that you're not really in the generality. Because you want to make everything perfect. So, yes. But here, we need stability for the sound and ya-ba-bam. So try to not move less, but move with the phrase, and not just because you want to do something. Just play. The idea is to maybe to introduce more flat inside the line. That maybe you're playing legato is a little too soft, and the slap sound might go too far. So let's try to find a good balance that maybe to make more a line with two different things. Okay. After about the character, you need to find something to create more surprise at the beginning, and sometimes with some dynamics really fast and really fun. And you stay a little too much inside the sound. This idea of this music is to create a new sound of saxophone, and to create also a new idea of dynamics. When it's written fortissimo, 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 it's really, in a way, to change the sound of the saxophone. And you step too much, it's too beautiful. It's too nice. Okay? So let's try from the beginning to define. With the first attack, something like a big surprise. the line. Okay, not outside, inside. Like from the beginning to no. Why no? Because I can feel like yeah, this is right here. You have to hold the attention. You say attention. No, you have to keep the attention of the audience. Yeah. There's silence. You're going to start, but we don't have to feel when. Otherwise, that's not surprise. Breathe and. What time is it?
Tがだから
So basically, the slap pianissimo is quite good. It could be a little faster, but when the position is good, it's really easier. Don't forget this slap, the last one here. Okay, that slap, and after, when it's floating, I'm usually more sound. Okay, you have to change between. maybe more strange and more stable. The end is really after the last note. Okay. Yeah. Very good. Just to add something, it's time to lunch. So.